Hello everybody, this is Frogman and welcome back to Manufactio. This is going to be episode number 29. Last episode we got the Extreme Reactors reactor built finally as far as in the base, and I got an immersive engineering excavator up and running so that I can start mining some of the ores out of this chunk, which is going to be redstone and electrotine and a small amount of platinum. And these guys have been doing a really good job. They're barely using any fuel. This has been running, like, it ran like all day yesterday and all day. I don't know even when I recorded the last episode, but they've been running for a good long time, and I think I've barely, and I mean barely, used the stack of the fuel. So pretty efficient, pretty good. We'll go look at that process in a little bit maybe, but just wanted to kind of show these off a little. Got the other one built over here by this chunk here that is doing the uranium and the unusual ore and the osmium ore, and we have gotten a little bit of that stuff, a little bit. So I have almost a stack of it, of the osmium, and almost half a stack of the unusual ores. This one right here is going to be a later problem. We're not going to be worried about it. This one, I'm kind of interested in getting as much of this as we can so that we can start the process of doing the nanotechnology, which is going to be in a little while. However, we did go ahead and hook the outputs of those two into the rail yard over here. So we've got the electrotine, I believe, in this cart and the redstone in this cart, and they have been hauling the stuff that they're getting back over to the processing area and processing it as they need to. The redstone's just getting stored for right now, but the electrotine is getting processed and run into a silo over into the main storage building. So anyhow, let us go over to the mob farm, because the mob farm, I made a major change in between episodes. As well as the episode prior, we did a little bit of redstone configuration change up there that is making this thing considerably better. I mean, the more time that it is allowed to sit there and fill those platforms, the more mobs it dispenses every single time. So we get quite a few things. That was actually a pretty light duty one, but it's enough now that it's overwhelming the absorption hopper in the bottom of this system. So I'm actually having problems. Where is the coal coming from? Or the charcoal? I still can't figure out where that's coming from. Something now is dropping charcoal, or someplace in my base is delivering charcoal in here, but whatever. It's now overwhelming the pipe system. It's overwhelming the problem with the rest of it, and I believe I probably screwed up and removed something that I was going to show you guys. So we'll probably have to cut that out anyway, but we'll look at it. We're also, as you notice, running out of liquid experience finally, and the reason why I'm running out of liquid XP is because I built this building. And this building is for processing of liquid XP into oil. So the Frogman Processor, there is a recipe that can do that. So we can look at this here real quick. You give it a bucket of liquid XP, 8 rotten flesh, 4 bones, and you get 500 millibuckets of, or half a bucket of oil, which I need the oil, so I've been running this. I've been crafting a bunch of other stuff in between episodes, and again ran out of all of my storage, so I did go ahead and craft this system, and it works fairly well. I think I'm going to make another one down here, and I'm just taking stuff out of that building and bringing it over here and setting it down. But another interesting that I learned is that the mechanism tanks act like buckets, so I can fill up a mechanism tank clicking on one of these tanks. So it saves a lot of pipe and a lot of silliness. So when I need to haul something from one side of the base to the other, I don't know why. Uh-oh. Hi, Enderman. What are you doing here? I haven't had an Enderman in forever. That probably is due to the fact that I made another change to the mob farm, which is I took the bottom floor here and I made it 4 or 5 blocks space in between. If we can get over here, the floor of the first one on the bottom, or the floor, and the floors are now having a 5 block space, because in the last update someone implemented super mutants, thank you Golrith, into the pack after you research and unlock the reactors. And super mutants are 4 blocks tall, but they need a 5 block tall space to spawn in. They also don't care at all about the powered lanterns. They will spawn any place a normal mob would spawn as long as there is the availability. So that's why, if you notice, I now have glowstone nooks everywhere. There is not a single yellow spot except for on top of these, whatever you call them, those scaffoldings that I used in here. And I believe this is a transparent block, so it doesn't really matter anyway. I haven't had anything spawn from them. Yeah, they don't care. They spawn everywhere. So now pretty much every single one of these powered lanterns that is in my base for the most part is almost useless, especially in that building because I had to cover the floor with the glowstone nooks and a few other things. Yes, I could use better lighting. This is what I have. I have lots of that. I was just wanting to test something because I wanted to push them out of the rest of the base into the mob farm. And the only way to do that was to light the entire area up. So I am getting very rare spawns in there. They're happening occasionally, but they were everywhere. I mean, everywhere I looked during the night. I was trying to hope to have a, try to start the video and be able to play through this thing in the middle of the night, but I couldn't. But any place, especially where there is wood, they're spawning. So yeah, there's glowstone nooks everywhere. They're even spawning over there on top of that factory block, which I don't know is it supposed to be happening or not. So yeah, when you get to that point where you're opening up reactors, and I think the next one is the power armor, that opens another one up. They don't care. They ignore the powered lanterns. So yay. I'm grumble, whatever. I don't care. We'll deal with it later. Anyhow. So they're now spawning in there, and they are giving me a few drops. So the drops that they deliver are blaze rods. So we're getting a little bit of blaze rods. They're dropping gas tiers. I'm getting a little bit of gas tiers, and they drop these cybernetic parts, which I'm getting a little bit. I pulled a bunch of these out because I don't want to lose them, but yeah, we're gonna have to look at the issue. So what I'm going to do, since I closed the game and opened the game, is I'm going to run a little scan here, and we will be back once I get this done. Okay, so we're back. Scans run. If you guys don't know what this is the lag goggles mod that I installed a long time ago to try to help me diagnose problems in the base. And the biggest problem that I have as far as, the base being just laggy is the fact that there's just so much going on. So lag goggles will allow me to profile the world or frames per second or whatever, and it will show me various things that I am able to not really see. So let's go ahead and look at the latest scan results, and let me get the analyze up. It's actually pretty quiet right now as far as things are going. As we can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. The signals mod right now is being the one that is using the most of my CPU currently, followed by, of course, the immersive engineering stuff. So their connectors, some of this other stuff. I have a bunch of the modular machines currently switched off, meaning I've got a lever on the controller and they're all turned on. Otherwise, there would be a lot of machine controllers in here as well, up and around this number. So a lot of the things in the mod, this mod pack, use quite a bit of the, the CPU up, the TPS kind of stuffs. And this number right here, where the thermal dynamics, where it's sitting at around 40%, once this base kicks up, this number gets up around 120, 100 and whatever percent. This as well, the signals, this is the total event subscribers in here. These two numbers right here are the ones that I care about because these two numbers are the heaviest users. This is the reason why at this point my TPS is junk. And it's been junk for a while. And it's just because I have so many different pipes and so many different stations and so many different things. And nice thing about this mod is it shows you how much certain things are being used. So these are all of the bins that are on this side, and of course, for whatever reason, these bins aren't doing anything except hold stuff. The red can be adjusted based on, oop, there went one right there. Goodbye. Bunch of them. Goodbye, guys. If I were to scan it right now, that hopper, the absorption hopper, which is that one down there, would be around 6,000, sometimes 5,000, and I would be having a hard time picking things up in here. So it is just it's an occasional deal. I usually like to scan for longer than 2 minutes, but 5 or 6 minutes is a better idea. But as you can see, the base is busy. There's a lot of things going on. I know this is probably kind of hard to see but there's a lot of things going on. I mean, every bin can be bad. That's why I went and changed out all of the basic bins that hold a stack of items for as many of those single spot chests that Len's made, which is wonderful, as I could, because that got a little bit of that back. And of course, if you look in here, like this one is kind of hard to tell. Even the inserters on these doing absolutely nothing. It's just sitting here. They're wasting time. These guys right here, I don't even think you can see it. It says, I think it's 1 microsecond a tick. This one's on, and you can see how much it uses. So this is the problem. Should be shutting you off, actually. But this is the problem, is maintaining and managing certain amounts of stuff in the base. Like, I know this one's on because this is the one I'm currently making elite bins in. All of these would be anywhere between 250 and 350 microseconds, which adds up over time. So it's something you have to kind of pay attention to. What we're going to do about that, let's get rid of this. Now, dummy, back out. Insert, hide latest scan results. That shows you, like I said, basically it shows you all of the usage. And what's really interesting especially is those high voltage connectors that are sitting over there on top of those generators are very, very, very CPU intensive, because they have to decide where all the power goes. We're going to try to help that a little bit today, because in the quest book we have a little bit more logistics to look at. Both of these two things right here are the final, what I would consider a final choice to end the game with, as far as what you want to use for logistical moving. I was contemplating logistics pipes until I started looking at a lot of the recipes. And a lot of the recipes require a lot of the stuff that I need to get into here, and none of them, as far as I can tell. Let's see if we can get this to work. Titanium plate. Let's just see if we can find some of this. It might let me do it. I don't know. So like this right there, that's just one. That's titanium plates. Notice here, it's not telling me anything, and I'm pretty sure that this would probably tell me something. There's no EMC on these, so I'm not recycling these. I can't recycle these as far as I can tell, which is the same thing as the item ducts. All of these item ducts that I have here, all these impulse item ducts, I can't recycle them, so I've wasted all those materials. I don't want to waste any more titanium than I absolutely need, so if we look at the titanium alamide plates will show me various things that I can use. This is going to require the titanium, so there's no reason for me to even bother thinking about it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to unlock and start building Applied Energistics logistics systems for every one of these buildings. So Applied Energistics in this deal requires 400 of the red, green, blue, and yellow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Do it again. Actually, I should have some more in here. Let's get rid of these two while we're at it. Detect. Alright, so we need some more of that. And let's take you down a little ways. Detect. Cool. Alright, so put all this back. Yellows especially. Those can go over here. Those can go over here. And nothing is going to be produced at this point, because all of those machines are off. So the only thing that's going to happen is what's left in those automated workbenches up there and that one assembler are going to finish their stock, and then the system is going to just run out of parts and stop. So that's fine. I don't want to be fooling with them right now. Why is there a lever right there? Weird. Okay, I don't know what that was for. Okay, anyhow, so that should get us, excuse me, the basic parts of the digital storage system, which digital storage system is going to allow me to have some of the Applied Energistics things. Applied Energistics things that I am mostly interested are going to be the export buses, the import buses, the interfaces, and the storage buses, as well as the cabling, the controllers, which we should be able to make now. And I'm not going to worry about these drives. We don't need to worry about any drives as far as this pack is concerned for the most part, because we have something that can hold a considerable amount more than those drives can, which is these things. So you smack storage buses on these, and you can use these to store everything that you need, and it's a little bit cheaper. So when all that's said and done, what are we going to do with it? Well, the ability for the process here, especially these, the smart cables, especially the dense cables, dense cables are kind of expensive. Let me see if I can get one of these to open up. Dense cables are kind of expensive because, of course, we know we needed cover cables and ME cables. And ME covered cables require carbon filters. Carbon fibers, which is a lot of fun to make because carbon fibers are made either by, well, you can crush up leftover parts, or you have to make them in a chemical laboratory with diamonds and blaze powder and lava. Well, that's fun because there's only one way I can make blaze powder at this point, which is in one of these guys. Well, okay, cool. That's a decent issue. That's problem number one, more or less solved because I've been doing that. Problem number two, diamonds. Not a problem. So, in the process and in between episodes, for the last several days, I have been over here on my lava section area, taking lots of diamonds, feeding them into here with a bunch of made blaze powder to make a lot of carbon fiber. So, that's done. I'll have to move that chest back when we get to that point. So, I'm not too concerned about that. It's just a long process. So, we've got that part done. What else do we need? We need fluix. Fluix crystals. Fluix crystals, as we all know, are a process where you combine redstone, nether quartz, and a charged Certus quartz crystal, which I don't have any charged Certus quartz crystals. So, charged Certus quartz are made in a charger, which is the charger here, which is something that we need to go ahead and get crafted. So that's just going to be a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go grab the parts. So I need some gold. See, that's what I'm talking about. That stutter. I'm so tired of this stutter. I want some of those, and I need some copper wire. I haven't had to craft something in a really long time. So copper wire, grab 2 of those. What else do we need for the charger? The charger needs just iron, which I think we probably have iron in here. So, iron. Okay, so let's grab some of that and some of this, plus some steel plates. Do I have any steel plates in here? I do, plus this, plus what else? That should be everything for that. So let's see if we can make a charger. 2 of those, please. 2. There's a charger, and then now we need titanium alamide plates, some nether quartz, which I have plenty of nether quartz, and titanium alamide plates are upstairs, over here, in this one. How many do we need? 6. Cool. And then run back downstairs. I don't suppose there's any room in that. Nope, that's why I keep these crafting tables around, because it's just simple one-off crafts like this are nice to have. So, charger, first part of the applied Energistics system. Now, I think this guy will connect to, I think he'll connect to regular RF power. I hope he does. We'll put him right here. And where's my box for stuff? So MV wire connector goes up here, insulated MV wire. That, I think, these used to work this way. Let's see if this one works. Sweet. Okay, so then we need Certus quartz. Certus quartz is made in a crystallizer with nether quartz and sand. Well, the crystallizer is currently being utilized to make, yeah, so... Let's see, do we have any Certus quartz? I'm going to have to dump that thing anyway, but I know I've been getting it from my mob farm. We do have a little bit. Plus, I don't have to worry about it. I've got a lot of this stuff ready to go. So, let's go ahead and toss this in here and just... Come on, door. And see if this does the work that we need it to do. It should. Yep, it does. Cool. Make one more real quick, or maybe 2, and then we can automate this. We can put the ducts on the side of it, and it'll automatically import stuff out and whatever. Now, I'm wondering, and I don't remember this because it's been a really long time, if somebody has disabled the other recipe for this. So let's check this out real quick. 1, 2, 3. And redstone, do we have any redstone? We do. 1, 2, 3. Let's just go see, because I don't know. I haven't tested this in, it's been a long time since I've been to this point in this pack. So we will go try. I don't think this works. I mean, just ticky, 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 ticky. Yep, he disabled that. Okay. No, it worked. Sweet. All right, well, wow, that took a long time just to get a few of these going. So, I mean, we need a couple of these. Come on. Transform. Let's go. There we go. Nice. Fluix crystals. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Ran back to the base. And that will get us into some of this stuff. So a controller. Can I get into an ME controller right now? I need pure Furix crystals, which means I need to crush some of this Fluix dust. So that's why I made these more or less, but we can get a controller up and running. You're not doing anything. Let me use you. Go ahead. And I also went and shut these guys off because we managed to make quite a bit of this. And now we got to go dump the crystallizer. Come on. Thank you. What was it? Sand? Sand. Do we have any sand here? I do have a little bit of sand. Not a whole lot of sand. Hey, open the door. I don't think I'm importing sand up here, am I? There's going to be some things I'm going to have to add, but I think as we go on through this mess, we're going to be doing this. Like this whole row of these bins right here can go away once we get the applied Energistics system up and running. So, pretty cool. Well, we'll just test this. It was 2 per, right? 3 per. 3 plus 3 is 6. Well, that's nice. I need a little bit more sand. Where have I got some sand stashed real quick? Is there some sand in here? Is there some sand in here? No, there isn't any sand. Well, nuts. Certain things need to be done for sure. Sand. Boop. Back over to the thing. Okay, so I need to go ahead and shut this off for now. And I need to pull all of that out and put this in here. And I need to grab all of these ender pearls. And I guess I'll put them in that chest for right now. And yeah, so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go. What did you do? Go. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Come on. Are you done? Which one did you put it in? What are you doing? Hello? Oh, wow, that takes a minute, doesn't it? Are we done? Done. Done. 12. Wonderful. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, so we can run these over here. And a controller is going to need 4 more of those titanium aluminide plates. Let's just go grab a stack of these things. Or at least some of them. Let's grab about that much so that it can make some more. Just want to get this done. So, we need a photo controller, engineering processor, titanium aluminide plates, and pure Fluix crystals. So, controller, engineering processor, which I have tons of because of my mob farm. Thank you very much. ME controller. Excellent. So, what we're going to do, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to get to that point at this thing, but interfaces we can craft via such, which means I have to go ahead and get a precision assembler set up to produce some of this stuff. Plus, I'm just going to have to go ahead and make a whole bunch more Fluix. But what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be making a whole bunch of these, and each line is going to get its own controller system. So we're going to start in this building. We're going to start getting rid of a lot of this problem that's going on right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all of the pipe, and then I'm going to go ahead and build a bunch of inserters, input buses, where are they? Can I not spell? Is it input? Input buses, and a whole bunch of export buses, which is this stuff. We're going to have to get these on AutoCraft, which means we're going to have to probably build a bunch of these guys upstairs to start AutoCrafting the problem. And I'm going to replace every single one of these lines with subnetted networks for Applied Energistics. So I think I can probably get away with it for right now. At least I do have the dense cables, which is good. I do have dense cables, thank goodness. So we can definitely do a lot of the easy part of the subnetting things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how many of these we can get per controller system in here, and probably subnet at least each side, or I don't know. There's a lot of channels that are going to be here. But we're going to do that slowly over a period of time because I need to get rid of these pipes. These things are absolutely murdering my TPS. They're murdering my game, and that's the reason why my frames are so cruddy, and the reason why this system is slow. Because if I can get rid of the logistics, which is these things now, in almost every, especially in this building, if I can get rid of it in this building, a lot of the rest of the system will work better. We're also going to put it in here. So I'll put import buses and stuff in here, getting that stuff going on so that we can, every building is probably going to have its own AE subnet system in it that is going to be controlled. Man, this one needs to have that done as well. So okay, yeah, I was going to say, am I still recording? Yes. All of these buildings, especially the main buildings that are using a considerable amount of my computer, are going to get subnetted. So, for the last little bit of the episode, which is good because we've got into this and I'm going to have to go ahead and craft a whole bunch more stuff, I wanted to show a couple of things. And I think if you guys were paying attention, you probably saw it, is this little guy, this object submission station. This thing corresponds or connects to your quest book, which your quest book you can turn various things in here. And the reason why I was looking at this is because of the challenges for solar panels, because these are non-stackable items. That sucks. I mean, they're non-stackable items. I got 1,000 of these things you got to make. Well, what I did was I set up a auto crafting program in here for this assembler to just craft them. So it crafts them, it puts them in this hopper, and you have to use a hopper to feed them into the submission station. You then select which sucks because you have to sort through it, but you can then select whatever, where are we? I probably already did, but like say, so those assault rifles right here, assault rifle magazines here, you can then select it, and then it will feed this stuff into here and then stop accepting it once it gets enough. So if we look at this quest here for the challenges for the solar panels, it says I have them all done, but I haven't hit detect submit yet. So that means I can start filling these guys in and then running over there and detect submitting things as I want to, which is kind of the other reason why I have a whole bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of these, and we're going to run over to the ore processing or storage area, the outpost over here. Golly. And we're going to claim these guys. So I believe I have both of these set up right here for, no, this one. This is the one I'm going to start returning or turning things in. And I've actually finally used up these 2 chunks. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to claim this one in this chunk so I can put those miners back. So that is going to be assault rifle magazines. That's going to be a bunch of gunpowder and tin ore, which I'm actually very excited because I haven't gotten any tin ore. But the gunpowder is something we're going to have to deal with. So detect. Please tell me that's enough. Thank you. Claim. Back. And then in this chunk, I'm going to claim the other one. And if that worked, that means I can automate the next step of this and getting those other ones done. So detect submit. Come on. There we go. Awesome. So it did work, and he starts back up and goes to work. Very nice. I don't know if I want you working right now. I don't know what's in that. Let's check. Redstone ore, copper ore, iron ore. What else? Diamond ore. So yeah, you can go ahead and run. Maybe. How much copper and iron ore storage do we have at this point? Yeah, it can run. It can go ahead and run, especially considering I'm fixing to turn the factory on and make a whole bunch of science. So you can go ahead and clean that mess up, and I will have to add another miner back here because I used this one up. So, and you have copper ore, gunpowder, which I'm going to have to figure out where we're going to put it. And lead ore, diamond ore, awesome. Okay, cool. So that should do it for today. In between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and start working on crafting a whole bunch of applied energistics parts so that we can start experimenting with AE subnets, which I'm really, really looking forward to. So I guess I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.